Good morning to members of the media and to the general public, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome again to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Weekly Media Brief. My name is Michael Jackman, Assistant Superintendent of Police Acting, Corporate Communications Unit, and Public Information Officer for the TTPS. Today I have with me Sergeant Michelle Lewis of the Child Protection Unit, and she is here to speak about issues involving children and crime-related activities that are taking place in our nation. Sergeant Lewis.
Thank you, sir. In recent times, there have been several reports of heinous crimes committed in the presence of children. These acts expose children in a manner likely to cause mental and emotional harm. These acts are tantamount to the offense of cruelty to a child, according to Section 4 of the Children's Act, number 12 of 2012. Persons who are in relationship where domestic violence exists must be mindful of the likelihood that children are defenseless and vulnerable to the effects of such abuse, and it should be reported. Do not keep silent. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service also advocates for the intervention of counseling and mediation, and where a report has been made, to fully utilize the services of the Victim and Witness Support Unit to assist for the welfare of all concerned. It must also be conveyed that mothers and fathers in estranged relationships should not use children as a tool to inflict harm to each other by making false reports aimed at gaining an advantage in custody and maintenance matters. Parents are warned to desist from so doing. Where such reports are proven to be false, such persons will be prosecuted. The Child Protection Unit of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service reiterates the importance of parents taking all precautions to protect their children from all types of abuse. Sexual penetration and sexual touching against children continue to be the most prevalent reports, and for which several persons are before the court. Sexual penetration involves the insertion of any body part or any object into the child's anus, vagina, urethra, mouth, ear, or nostril, or vice versa. Sexual penetration and sexual touching are the most prevalent offenses among children in Trinidad. For the comparative period January 1st to October 31st, 2017, there were 360 reports of sexual penetration, whereas for the same period in 2018, there have been 564 reports. This figure represents an increase of 59% for the current period. For the same period, there were 121 reports of sexual touching in 2017 and 217 reports for 2018, representing a 79% increase for the current period. Overall, there have been 584 reports of serious crimes against children in 2017 and 926 reports of serious crimes against children in 2018. This figure reflects an increase of 59% in the current year. Of these reports, there are 353 matters currently before the court. The figure in 2018 suggests an average of approximately 3 reports of crime against a child in Trinidad and Tobago every day. we urge parents to be extremely vigilant in terms of the choice of persons you allow your children to socialize with, whether it's on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp Messenger, or in person. There continues to be a high percentage of teenagers, in particular, who are lured into sexual activity by adult males, in most cases, who they have met via social media. These cyber predators befriend our children and cause them to engage in sexual pornography by asking them to send photographs of themselves, firstly in limited pieces of clothing, and then completely undressed. Monitor your child's time and input on cell phones, tablets, computers. Ensure that you know their passwords and can make unannounced checks during the daytime and at nighttime. As mature as our children may appear to be, they are not, and they should be protected always. There are cases where parents have caused their children to engage in sexual activity or prostitution, and who then refuse to cooperate with the police. We remind and warn parents and guardians and members of the public of the law regarding mandatory reporting of crimes involving children, especially in cases where you believe or you suspect that a sexual offense has been committed against a minor. Persons guilty of the offense for failing to report or for neglecting to do so can be fined $15,000 or to imprisonment for a term of 7 years, or to both fine and imprisonment. We are currently in the Christmas season, and schools will be closed by next month. And children would want to shop, they would want to go out with their friends, participate in other fun activities. Parents, guardians, and those with responsibility for young persons must take some time to spend with these youngsters. Aim to be your child's confidant, and if not you, a relative who the child trusts and who the child respects. Look out for our young ones and report all cases of abuse against children. The Child Protection Unit, we continue to take proactive measures in awareness in relation to children. And so we are currently in our awareness drives in schools and in communities and with other stakeholders. This term, we have visited several schools throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And we do so in accordance to the Children's Act and other corresponding pieces of legislation. We especially thank the principal and staff at schools, doctors, social workers, and other concerned parents who come forward with information of abuse against children and help to solve these crimes. On November 20th, which is next week Tuesday, Universal Children's Day will be celebrated across the world. The commemoration of this day is to bring awareness to children around the world that have experienced violence in the form of abuse, exploitation, and discrimination. Our unit, the Child Protection Unit, will be partnering with several schools throughout Trinidad and Tobago to promote welfare and the rights of a child. We encourage you, the members of the public, to engage in a positive activity that would serve to assist the children in our community. Thank you.